Hello my people, Samson and Nami again here with another brand new tutorial on JavaScript fundamentals. So today I want to show you a simple trick of using JavaScript. So there's this replacement. You've been finding yourself using if function. You say if that is equals to this one, else if, something like this. You put statement number 2, then you say else if. You put statement number 3, then you say again else if. You put statement number 4, something like that. I think you're familiar with such a thing. For example, let's say we want to do a calculation of bread. Let's say we have our bread. Our bread price is so if we have a bread here, which is maybe the common bread, and then we want to see if the bread price, if price of the bread is greater than let's say $3 or let's say $2. So we say if price is greater than $2, we say this bread is a common and should be greater than $2, or maybe let's say if it's if price is less than $1, we say this is the common bread. Okay, say this is the common bread, the normal or the cheap bread. Let's call it cheap bread. And then if the bread price is greater than 1 and less than 2, we say that one is not so cheap, that's a common bread. Then you find yourself saying like if bread price is greater than 2 but less than 3, you say that's expensive bread, for example. And then you say if the price of the bread again is anything greater than 3, you say that's a luxurious bread. So we say that's luxury bread. So you want to do such a thing using JavaScript or using whichever language. So you are run to function first. You might find yourself running into doing an else if and saying, for example, else if price. You say if price is less than 1. Let's say we have this one, let bread. You'll say maybe bread is equals to be cheap, right? You'll do something like this, and then you say else if the price is greater than 1 and price again is less than 2, you say this bread is equals to common, right? You find a lot of times you use such a thing. Then you'll go to else if number 2, else if number 3. You say else if number 2, if the price is greater than 2 and probably let's just say, let's use hundreds. Here we say is 100, here you say is 100, here is $200, say here is $300, here you say it's, well, at least we have a range to work with. So you say if this one is less than 100, that's cheap. 100, yeah. Then say this one if it's 200, and also the price of the bread is less than 300. You say this one, this bread is common bread, right? So you say bread is equals to common bread. You want something like this one, and then you say else if you say here else anything greater than that, you say this bread is or anything greater than this one is common, this one should be expensive, and then this one should be luxury, right? Luxury bread. Okay, something like this. So let's say you have something like this one, the way you're seeing. So JavaScript, to implement this, you'll run into such a function. So what I want to show you is so for example here, if you say let price, We say let price equals to something like 250, something like that. You want this function to be, let's log this. Let's log this. We say you want to log the bread. So you want something like this one to give you such a thing, a program that will be giving you such a thing. So if the price is greater than I hope you can see, guys. So if this price is greater than, let me expand it a bit. So if this price is greater than so if my price is 250, it should give you expensive. If my price is maybe $50, probably it should give us cheap and say this price is cheap. So such a thing, I want to do it the right way. Let's say now you want to implement this using switch case, which seems much easier and much you not have to do all these loops, else if, so you can easily convert these to using switch case. So that's what I want to show you today, how you can use switch case in such a case. So I'll be using JavaScript to do the same thing. So in here, what we just have to do is create your switch case code here, and say switch if. So here a lot of people get confused on what to put here. For example, you have the price, yeah? So we are comparing price. So initially, if it was one comparison, you could say if price. So if price is 250, you say the bread is something here. You say it's common, something like that. But now you have these parameters to compare with. So you can't use such a case, because if you say this one, you want to use such a thing, right? And say maybe if price is greater than 300, you want it to be expensive, something like that. But in here, you'll just need to compare if this value is 1. Yeah? So you have faced this one a lot of times. You find this price is 1, this price is 1. But now when you come to comparison of two things, you find it to be much challenging. So that's what I want to show you today, a simple trick how to use switch case on the same kind of task. So what you'll be doing here, you'll just say, you come here and say, so this one you'll not just say a price. So what you just come here and say, you'll just come here and say if this one is true, right? Don't supply the price there. Just say if this one is true, do something, and then you say here if price, right? So if this price, you just use the same functions that you're using here. You say if switch case, the first case, if price is this one, the bread is cheap. As simple as that. You come to the second switch, you say if price is, you now use the same statement that you're having here. You just say if price is blah 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 blah. If this one will return true, then do this. That's a simple trick I wanted to show you guys. Let's complete it and see how it's running. And you say for expensive, if this is this, you say this one is expensive. So if you try this out, you'll find that this one will give you the same, and then default you can have maybe a default one to this luxury. Say by default, say this one is equals to luxury. So you'll find that this code looks much cleaner and much improved on the way you code. So if you try to compare the two kind of codes, yeah, you'll find that this one looks much clean. Yeah, this one looks much clean and precise and much shorter even. Yeah, so I don't know how you find it, but I find it interesting to just use this. It looks much neat and much smart than using the else if. So if we run the same function, we say here, let's say console log this, and then we remove wizard. You just comment out this, so it will just run the same thing. So you find that if price is that, you change this price to 350, for example, and run the same thing here, you'll find that it will give us the same output. So thank you guys. That's a simple trick on how to use switch case in such a case, or such a statement. So try it out, use it in your case, and I hope this tutorial was helpful. Bye bye.